talk about it. Let's talk about it. Get in here, we in here tonight. So get in here, we in here to vibe. Amoira spilling all the tea, coming to you live each day of the week. Come on, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What you waiting for? Come and take a seat. Like and subscribe, this is where you wanna be. Cause you know we gon' talk about it. Let's talk about it. Get in here, we in here tonight. So get in here, we in here to vibe. Like and subscribe. Get in here, we in here tonight. So get in here, we in here to vibe. Amoira spilling all the tea, coming to you live each day of the week. Come on, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What you waiting for? Come and take a seat. Like and subscribe, this is where you wanna be. Cause you know we gon' talk about it. Let's talk about it. Get in here, we in here tonight. So get in here, we in here to vibe. Like and subscribe. Get in here, we in here tonight. So get in here, we in here to vibe. Amoira spilling all the tea, coming to you live each day of the week. Come on, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What you waiting for? Come and take a seat. Like and subscribe, this is where you wanna be. Cause you know we gon' talk about it. Let's talk about it. Get in here, we in here tonight. So get in here, we in here to vibe. Like and subscribe. Get in here, we in here tonight. So get in here, we in here to vibe. Amoira spilling all the tea, coming to you live each day of the week. Come on, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What you waiting for? Come and take a seat. Like and subscribe, this is where you wanna be. Cause you know we gon' talk about it. Let's talk about it. Get in here, we in here tonight. So get in here, we in here to vibe.
Hey, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. Hey, hey, hey. We are back. We are back. Thank you for those pink and purple hearts, baby. Thank you, Punky. Yeah, let's light it up, you guys. Pink and purple, pink and purple, pink and purple. This is the month of domestic violence awareness and also breast cancer awareness. Let's light it up for our survivors and those that are fighting through it right now or have lost their fight to it. Let's light it up. Let's light it up. Let's light it up. Let's light it up. Thank you so very much. I will. Thank you so much, Cutesy. I've been forgetting to include my coffee link lately. So let me just do that. If you'd like to bless this channel, you could do so with super chats, or you can send us a cash app or even a coffee. All right. I'm going to pin the coffee link above. Thank you so very much. All right, so tonight we are going to be talking about the case that just broke. Actually, didn't just break. The updates just broke today, but the case has been out now for 2 weeks. Okay, and that is the case of Kada. I think that's how you say her name, Kada Scott. Kada Scott out of Philadelphia. Where are my Philadelphia people at? Raise your hand if you are Philadelphians. What do they call y'all? Philadelphians? Raise your hand if you're from Philly. Thank y'all so much for lighting up that chat. I do appreciate it. Who's from Philly in the house? Anybody? I know we got to have at least one Philadelphia. Actually, we do because she told us about I think it was Kingston last time about the drug problem in I think it's Kingston, something like that. Is she in here tonight? Anybody from Philly? No Philly going once. Was this the girl that was missing or something? Yes, Shalandra. Yes, we are going to be talking about the missing young lady. We are going to be talking about her tonight. So nobody from Philly in here? Hold on, let me airdrop this video again. We are going to talk about it extensively. Now, I'm actually surprised that this case is getting national attention because we always complain about our brown girls not receiving national attention when they go missing. But we cannot say that for this case because, baby, it is getting national attention. Oh, Miss Sonia said, I'm from Philly. Okay, Miss Sonia. So you should be very familiar with this case. She said, was raised there all my life. All right. So you should be very familiar with what is going on in Philadelphia right now when it comes to this missing young lady. All right. Thank you for the purple and pink hearts. I do appreciate y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How was y'all day today? While this video still uploading. How was your day today? And share this live and hit that thumbs up button. Please and thank you. She said, I live in South Carolina now. Oh, you went from Philadelphia to South Carolina? That's a big change. Philadelphia to South Carolina. That is a big, big change. Share this to the sisterhood if you have not already done so, please. And thank you. And I'm going to share it on my Facebook page. Let them know I am live. Give me 1 second while I share this video just to let them know I am live. I was supposed to be live at 7. Hold on 1 second. Live now on YouTube. All right. Hold on 1 second. Oops, didn't mean to do that. All right, so we're going to be talking tonight about she said just share. Thank you so very much. We're going to be talking tonight about Kada Scott. They literally just arrested her kidnapper today. Okay. They arrested her kidnapper today. She's been missing ever since October the 4th, right? And it is October the 15th. No one still do not know where she is. Okay. They arrested him, but he is not cooperating with the authorities. So as of now, she is still missing. Okay. So I'm gonna allow you guys to listen to the news report and let's find out a little bit more about this story. It is a developing story. So let's listen and then we are going to do what? We are going to talk about it. Okay. That's what we're going to do. So turn up your volumes because, baby, this is interesting. All right. So let's listen to this story about a 23-year-old Black young lady out of Philadelphia. All right. She came up missing after being at her job. She works overnight at a nursing facility, like a nursing home facility, and she came up missing and has been missing since October the 4th. All right. So let's listen because, baby, this is not this Joker's first go round. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how authorities allowed a kidnapper to do it again. We're going to talk about that. All right. Because why? Is that not a crime? All right, you guys, let's listen to what the news reports say. It is going to be kind of long. So if you want to put when I say long, it's about 20 minutes. Y'all know I may be stopping and talking. I'm not going to let it just run for 20 whole minutes. But you may want to put your Bluetooth in to just listen because it's going to be a lot of details coming out. This is 2 news reports, actually 3 news reports put together, okay? All right. Yes, second time around, baby. He got charges, and we're going to break down his charges as well. This is not his first time kidnapping someone for ransom, okay? And the dude is only 21 years old. And that is what piqued my interest about this case because normally kidnappers are a little bit older, but he's 21 and she's 23 and he kidnapped another young lady in the front of her own home, literally forced her in his vehicle in front of her own home. So we're going to listen to what the authorities are saying about this case. It is a national case at this point. The father and the other family members, the father, the uncle, has been putting this out on their Facebook page, and people have been sharing it, but it literally just went national today because they kidnapped this joker after some tips came in, okay? I mean, not kidnapped. They arrested this joker after tips have come in, all right? So let's listen to what has been going on with this case. Here we go. Turn up your volumes.
Tonight, the search continues for a missing 23-year-old woman. Police and hundreds of recruits combing Aubrey Arboretum this morning for 23-year-old Kada Scott. She was last seen by her family on October 4th before just completely disappearing.
It's a troubling missing person report. It's certainly troubling. So we don't know if foul play was involved, but we certainly see some signs that this person wasn't voluntarily missing.
Scott's family says she has been missing since last Saturday, October 4th, vanishing shortly after arriving to work at the terrace at Chestnut Hill Senior Living. Her car in the parking lot, but police say her keys and cell phone are gone. Her family, hoping for some answers, showed up during the search.
I just want her back. It's my daughter. You know, we all very concerned. It's going on a week. As of tomorrow, it'll be 7 days. We just want her back as soon as possible. Make sure she's safe and want her back home.
Police say they first arrived at the Arboretum around 6:30 Friday morning. Canines first searched the grounds. Then a few hundred recruits from the academy stood shoulder to shoulder, scanning each step of the way and placing flags down in the process.
23-year-old who is a social media person, as we hear, she disappeared off social media. So it's concerning. You know, any young people today, they can't live without having a phone in their hand.
By late afternoon, police say nothing notable was found. Detectives say it's just one of several locations they've investigated in Philadelphia as they keep searching for clues that will lead them to Scott.
The family of Miss Kada Scott, who's a 23-year-old black female who stands 5'6", 120 pounds, reported her missing on 10/5/25. She was last seen by her mother the night before at approximately 9:50 p.m. when Miss Scott was leaving for work. We do know she did arrive at work. She works at a nearby nursing home. However, we knew that she left prior to her shift's completion. Detectives are currently canvassing the neighborhood for video. We're interviewing friends and family, and we're analyzing cell phone data. What's troubling about this case is, number one, you have a 23-year-old young lady who has completely disappeared. We have no cell phone activity or social media activity, and she's not reached out to family or friends. In the days prior to her disappearance, Ms. Scott related to family and friends that unknown individuals or person had been harassing her via phone.
When does her shift usually end, and how early did she leave?
We're not exactly sure the exact time she left. It was pretty soon after arriving. She worked a 10 p to 6 a shift, overnight shift.
At this time, do you believe she's in danger?
At this time, I mean, all I can say right now is that a 23-year-old girl has been seen in 4 days. There is that her explaining to family that she'd been harassed by an individual or individuals via phone. So we do have some concern, more so than usual. So again, we're just pleading for the public to take a really good look at Miss Scott's photo and let us know if you've seen her.
Did her coworkers report any strange behavior when she was working that night?
We did interview coworkers. There was nothing too extravagant in their statements. We're still in the process of doing that. So,
do we know what the harassment was about? If it was somebody that she even knows?
We're still trying to get to the bottom of that. Again, we don't know who that person was, and we do know that one. We don't know who it was, so we're trying to determine that. We're still in the process of doing interviews, seeing if we can figure out who the person doing this harassment was.
When did she arrive to work, like via car? Is the car missing, or?
She arrived to work in her car. That car has been recovered by police, has been processed for evidence and analyzed.
She
did not leave in her car. That's correct.
Your car was at work?
Correct. It was located in the parking lot. The police did recover that, and then we did forensically process that vehicle.
Cameras on the building show any sort of how she got where she went then after?
Unfortunately, no. We're still in the process of canvassing the nearby neighborhood in hopes of gathering some video. Last time she's leaving, it was at work by coworkers shortly after her arrival at 10 o'clock.
History of this?
No history of this.
You can't ping her cell phone to any location?
We have, but it's all historical. Her cell phone is currently off. So what data, we do have data that's being analyzed, where she was in the time up to her disappearance. But as of this moment, her phone is off. The family's describing this as completely out of character. She's in communication with family and friends. She seems to be a very bright, energetic woman who enjoys family and friends. And this has never happened in her 23 years on Earth.
All right. Good morning. Just want to give you an update on.
Okay, before we go into the update, as you heard, this 23-year-old, right? She was a social media influencer. Okay. She posted regularly on social media, and she also was very close to her family. All right. So this is very unusual for someone that contact her family often, and now all of a sudden nothing. She literally left with this guy. They don't know how or even why. And when I say left, they saying that her car was still parked at her place of work, but her keys and her purse went with her. Okay. So right now they don't know exactly, was she forced in the car or did she actually leave on foot? What I find troublesome about this is every business establishment, majority anyway, has cameras. Like most residents has cameras, even if it's just a Ring camera or a camera on the roof somewhere, not the roof, but like the edge of the house. I don't understand in 2025 how there's no cameras outside a place of business. especially a nursing facility or an elderly facility. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand how you have no cameras whatsoever, right? That's kind of strange. But nevertheless, it sounds like she did leave, but we don't know for sure why, because the guy that they arrested forced another young lady in his vehicle just months prior. All right, now let's listen to the update because they have arrested a suspect by the name of Keon King, 21 years old, Philadelphia. Let's listen to the updates from this detective or chief or whoever he is. Let's go.
Disappearance of Kada Scott, which occurred on
Kada.
October 4th.
I'm sorry. I think I said Kita, but it's Kada Scott. Okay, let's go. I'm sorry. Kada Scott. Let's go back to the update. Here we go.
Scott, which occurred on October 4th, 11 days ago. Going to provide you an update in terms of an individual that is currently in custody for his involvement in the disappearance of Miss Scott. However, still a lot of work needs to be done. And so I just want to make that very clear as to why we are here and the information that you will receive. Essentially letting you know how we have gotten here, but more so the public's help that we need right now. The public has been very, very helpful thus far in providing a lot of information, which the investigators have been able to track down a lot of the leads, which has helped us get to this point here. But as I said, a lot of work still to be done. The number one priority is locating Miss Scott. I just want to make that very clear. And so while we are at this stage of this now, that's our priority. And so we will ask for your help in locating this vehicle, which you'll get a little more information. It's a 1999 metallic gold.
Now, since this update, they have located the vehicle, okay? They have located the vehicle. And then, like Michelle Nora said, so far they've recovered clothing, her card, and ID at an abandoned school car nearby in what's called East Falls in Gipsy Kane. Thank you so much for that update, Michelle. Appreciate you. Gipsy Lane, thank you. Gipsy Lane. Thank you for that update. So this update that I'm showing you, since they were looking for the car, the dad and the uncle has put out, hey, where's this car? Can anybody tell me where this car? A lot of calls came in and they were able to locate this vehicle. All right. So let's continue to listen to the officer.
A Toyota Camry with a Pennsylvania tag of MSX0797. But we need to know where this car is. We need to find this car. Making this very clear, it's not to just focus on the northwest section of the city of Philadelphia. This car has traversed through the entire city. And so I want that to be clear that every neighborhood, every person listening to this, whether you're in North Philly, South Philly, Southwest, Northwest, please open your eyes and see if you locate this car or if you have seen this car. Please contact us and give us that information. The second part of this is the individual that Deputy Commissioner Venor will provide his information very shortly. Want folks to understand this person has a little bit of a pattern of this type of history. And so we want to encourage anyone that may have been involved with this individual, anyone that may know this individual, please, at this point in time, make that phone call. Feel comfortable enough to call us and let us know if you have any information regarding this person, regarding any interaction you've had with this individual. If you have been the victim of any crime regarding this individual, I want you to understand now is the time to make that phone call and let us know. Give us that information so that we can continue on. Again, just want to make it very clear that a lot of work has been done, starting off with Northwest Detective Division, and then this case shifting over to homicide, making it very clear that the case was shifted to homicide because we have the most experienced investigators in our homicide unit. They have the most experience dealing with all types of investigations. They also have the most resources available to them. And so we have the hopes that we are still treating this as if Ms. Scott is still alive. And that's why we want the public's help in trying to locate every single piece of this. But I just wanted to make that clear because I know that there's been some reports once it shifted over to homicide, folks not understanding the why. And so that's the reason behind that. At this point in time, again, appreciate the help that we've gotten. I want to turn everything over to Deputy Venora to go into more details about the individual that has been taken into custody and some other pertinent facts of the investigation.
Right. All right, good morning. Just to reiterate what the Commissioner Stanford said, we've been investigating this since Saturday, October 4th in the evening, the last time Kada Scott was seen at her place of work up in Mount Airy area. Our evidence that we followed, and we did involve a lot of investigators on this, led us to several places, that digital evidence. And as everybody knows, we searched a very large area up in Arboretum, and we came up really with negative results. After that time, we asked the Homicide Division, the FBI Violent Crime Task Force to enter into the investigation to assist. All right, and we continued our search trying to track Ms. Scott's whereabouts along with anybody she may have encountered during that time. Our evidence is pretty clear that she was in communication with an individual. That individual appears to meet her very shortly after she leaves her place of work. And very shortly after that, she disappears off of the footprint. We have a lot of digital evidence, video and other, which provides us with this individual by the name of Keon, Keon King, King. We believe this individual, and through our evidence, we were able to charge this individual. The district attorney was able to charge the individual. You'll hear from them shortly with kidnapping at this point. It's very important to know we're not done our investigation. We need to find Ms. Scott, figure out where she is, or what may have happened to her to cause her to completely disappear from all her items, her phone, her Instagram, social media sites, and everywhere else, work. She left her car at that location. So it's very important that this individual, who does have prior history of being arrested, especially for this very same thing, this year was charged with kidnapping another female acquaintance. That case was dismissed from court, and I'll explain it. It's going to be refiled now as we're going to move forward to attempt. So he's being really charged with 2 cases today of kidnapping. And in that case, it involves assaults that occurred during the kidnapping. So this is a pattern of behavior.
And this is absolutely ridiculous that this is his second kidnapping case. They're going to explain why the case was dropped before, because the young lady didn't appear in court. But I would think that the state would pick it up. Hell, the state picked up a damn cyberbullying charge on me. Why wouldn't they pick up a kidnapping charge on another young lady, whether she showed up in court or not? I just find that to be absolutely ridiculous. You know, the state would pick up bullshit just to lose because they lost. But anyway, they would pick up a losing case. But this guy literally kidnapped a young lady, and just because she didn't appear in court, it was dropped. That's crazy to me. But all right, Philadelphia, go off.
That vehicle that you've seen, the Toyota Camry, was his vehicle. All right. That vehicle's not recovered. All right. Some of the stuff he did as we attempted to find him was he got rid of things like the car, the phone. We're not able to find things that he was using. He had an address in Southwest Philadelphia. He had other addresses that it looks like he's not using anymore. So he attempted to elude us for some time. He did come in last night. He's here being processed, but there's a lot of questions we still have. So
now, again, as you heard, this young man actually turned himself in. He turned himself in last night, which I find to be very weird, because he turned himself in, but will not tell them where Kada is. If you're going to turn yourself in, then talk. Tell it all. Keon.
We're asking the public's help. We need it more than ever. This car, you'll see a better picture of it. We sent it to you digitally. It's a gold colored Camry, 1999. It has heavy front end damage on the left front bumper. All right, that's being described that way several times. We know it's been in the Mount Airy area. We have photos of it in Center City. We have pictures of it in Grace Ferry area and in Southwest Philadelphia. So it's possible that it could be anywhere. It could be outside the city. So if somebody sees this, thinks they know where this car is, it's very possible it doesn't have this tag on it anymore. So if you see a car like it, we're urging you to call police, have it investigated. Any information on this, you can call our tip line, 215-686-TIPS, 8477, or the Homicide Division directly and give that information. All right, I'm going to turn things over to ADA Teslowski, who could speak a little more about the charges and potentially other charges that he's facing.
Thank you. My name is Ashley Teslowski. I am an assistant district attorney in the homicide unit. I became involved in this investigation last week when the investigation was turned over to the homicide unit. So I became the assigned ADA when detectives Rob Daly and Joe Kremen took over the case. The first thing I want to say is that PPD and our federal partners and Detective Daly and Detective Kremen have done an amazing job to get us where we are. Today, I'm joined by Tracy Washington from our Victim Services Unit and also Bob Listenby, the first assistant of our office.
I just want to stop for a moment, and I do want to give the Philadelphia Police Department their flowers, because they did do extensive search for this young lady, and we don't really see that a lot. You understand what I'm saying? So I will give Philadelphia their props, because it has been surfacing over the last 2 weeks of her being missing. Okay. Because when I went and did research today, I was like, oh, okay. So it's been out there. It hadn't crossed my timelines, but it has definitely been out there. So they have not been sleeping. All right. So a lot of times we don't even find out about missing colored girls. You understand what I'm saying? So the fact that the Philadelphia Police Department did take this missing report of a brown, black, colored girl, okay, they took it seriously. Big ups to them for that. All right. So let's continue.
Can confirm is that our office, as of the early morning hours into the early morning hours this morning, did charge this individual with charges, the lead charge being kidnapping. You know, as we've said multiple times at this point, we do not know where Miss Scott is. So at this point, our lead charge is kidnapping. What we're able to confirm and what I was able to charge based on is what we know, which has already been said, which is that this person, Mr. King, is the last person we believe to be in contact with her, and that he was in contact with her when she went offline, meaning her phone, everything. So at this point, the investigation has led us here, and we're able to charge him with kidnapping, recklessly endangering another person, use of a communication facility, meaning his phone. We were able to track his phone and communications on his phone. He's being processed as we speak. When I picked up this investigation, one of the things that our office also learned was that he did have a previous case. It was a 2025 case for very similar conduct, strangulation and kidnapping. That case had been withdrawn by our office.
Strangulation and kidnapping, and they dropped the charge. Now, come on, Philadelphia. Strangulation and kidnapping? Just like Michelle says, the state could have picked up the other case if they wanted to without the witness, just like they did yesterday. They literally picked up the case and refiled the charges. Strangulation? Are you kidding me? How is this guy still walking? Right? Well, he's not now. I mean, you know, he's arrested now, but why was he still free? Strangulation?
On the witness failing to appear at court. I pulled that file, and after...
Okay, you heard her say it was dropped because of the witness failure to appear in court. Let's go back a little bit, because come on, Assistant DA. What did you just say? Assistant DA, what did you just tell us why it was dropped? Can you inform us of that again?
Endangering another person, use of a communication facility, meaning his phone. We were able to track his phone and communications on his phone. He's being processed as we speak. When I picked up this investigation, one of the things that our office also learned was that he did have a previous case. It was a 2025 case for very similar conduct, strangulation and kidnapping. That case had been withdrawn by our office based on the witness failing to appear at court. I pulled that file, and after an extensive review of it, our office made the decision to refile those charges. We believe there is enough to proceed, and we also do believe that this is a pattern for this person. That
If it was enough, okay, let me not get emotional more. Woo, let me woo-saw for a minute, okay? Let me woo-saw for a minute. Let me woo-saw for a minute. If it's, okay, the assistant DA literally just said she reviewed the case and found out that it was enough evidence to refile the case, basically reopen it, right? It's enough evidence. If it was enough evidence when she reviewed the case, whoever dropped this the first time, they dropped the bomb. You know what I'm saying? They literally failed this young lady. Somebody mentioned earlier that the young lady was probably scared to face her kidnapper, right? And she probably was. She probably was like, I just want to get this behind me. But if it was enough evidence for her to reopen the file yesterday, it should not have ever been closed. I just got to hear that one more time because the way, and this is no hit against her. It's no hit against her, but oh, MG, let's listen again.
is that PPD and our federal partners and Detective Daly and Detective Kremen have done an amazing job to get us where we are. Today, I'm joined by Tracy Washington from our Victim Services Unit.
No, hold on. Let's go back. Give me a second.
Been said, which is that this person, Mr. King, is the last person we believe to be in contact with her, and that he was in contact with her when she went offline, meaning her phone, everything. So at this point, the investigation has led us here, and we're able to charge him with kidnapping, recklessly endangering another person, use of a communication facility, meaning his phone. We were able to track his phone and communications on his phone. He's being processed as we speak. When I picked up this investigation, one of the things that our office also learned was that he did have a previous case. It was a 2025 case for very similar conduct, strangulation and kidnapping. That case had been withdrawn by our office based on the witness failing to appear at court. I pulled that file, and after an extensive review of it, our office made the decision to refile those charges. We believe there is enough to proceed, and we also do believe that this is a pattern for this person. That refile was filed yesterday. He was served on that as a part of our conversation with him. Him being here and being processed on the new charges, he was served for that. So he will also be facing a preliminary hearing on that previous kidnapping case as well. So at this point, he will have 2 open kidnapping cases that will face.
I'm just floored
in the coming months.
I'm really floored on this one. I really am. They let this dude walk a few more months, and he was able to kidnap another young lady. Now, I didn't say this in the beginning of this video, but let me just say my thoughts and prayers goes out to the family of Kada Scott. I'm so sorry. And I pray in the mighty name of Jesus that they find this young lady unharmed, okay? You know, it doesn't sound good right now, right? But, we don't know. So we're going to just hope and pray that she is found unharmed. All right, let's continue. Oh, my goodness.
I don't know if there's any questions.
How many times does the defendant, does the case appear before a judge that it's then withdrawn? I mean, how many times does this matter come before a judge and the decision then gets made as withdrawn?
And it depends. In this specific case, what I could tell you is that after the first listing, when the victim failed to appear, the case was marked what I'll call must be tried, which is a little bit of a court lingo, but basically saying if it's not tried by the next listing, it'll either be dismissed or withdrawn. It was marked that way after the first listing when she didn't appear in court. And then at the second listing, when again, we didn't have the witness or the victim in court, it was at that point withdrawn given the previous marking.
And the thing about it is, he probably threatened her. He literally probably reached out to her and said, if you go to court, I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to do that to you. You understand what I'm saying? She was probably threatened so that she would not appear in court the first or the second time, right? Mm, 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 mm.
I do not, but I'm sure we can get that.
Yeah, I'll get it.
The video that was seen of the vehicle in the area of the legislature. Do we believe that's the vehicle that?
So this vehicle has been traveling all over the city. So we do believe this video is involved in what we're talking about, and we have it all over the city in concert with how he's moving as well. Yep, we have the date of birth for you. It is 5/6/2004. So 5/6/2004.
Do you guys know how the two knew each other, how long it had been, and is this the specific individual that Kada had expressed concern about, specifically harassment?
I'm not willing to comment on that at this time. That's still very much being investigated in terms of their relationship and how long they knew each other.
So the significance of the car right now, the emergency, if we will, can you address why you believe you don't need to find this car?
Sure, I can certainly comment on that, or if you want to. I mean, at this point, we believe he is connected to this vehicle. We also believe she may have been in that vehicle.
As far as the other case, the kidnapping case.
Yes.
Can you just explain some of the circumstances surrounding the case?
Sure. That case is an individual that was known to him, a domestic in nature. And what I can say is the allegations in that case are that he kidnapped a woman in front of her house, threw her in her car, assaulted her, and then eventually let her out of the car. There is some video evidence, I believe, that'll be played at the preliminary hearing, but that was domestic in nature.
Do you have a time or about the
So when they say that was domestic in nature, meaning that they knew each other, you know, whether they had a relationship or a situationship or whatever the case may be. So they said that was domestic in nature. So that may be a reason why they didn't pursue the charges, right? Because if you can hear her, she said he grabbed her, threw her in the car, assaulted her, and then let her go, and then said it was domestic in nature. Let's listen to it again.
And is this the specific individual that Kada had expressed concern about, specifically harassment?
I'm not willing to comment on that at this time. That's still very much being investigated in terms of their relationship and how long they knew each other.
So the significance of the car right now, the emergency, if we will, can you address why you believe you don't need to find this car?
Sure, I can certainly comment on that, or if you want to. I mean, at this point, we believe he is connected to this vehicle. We also believe she may have been in that vehicle.
As far as the other case, the kidnapping case.
Yes.
Can you just explain some of the circumstances surrounding the case?
Sure. That case is an individual that was known to him, a domestic in nature. And what I can say is the allegations in that case are that he kidnapped a woman in front of her house, threw her in her car, assaulted her, and then eventually let her out of the car. There is some video evidence, I believe, that'll be played at the preliminary hearing, but that was domestic in nature.
Do you have a
Did y'all just hear that? They have video evidence of him assaulting her. And that assaulting is that strangulation that they were talking about, okay? So they have video evidence of what he did, but yet they dropped the charges. Really? Is that what we're doing? They have video evidence that now they're charging him now for it, and they're gonna play that at the at the court case or the trial, right? They're gonna play the video evidence of him assaulting a woman after grabbing her and forcing her into a vehicle, and then later just letting her go. Mm.
It was this year in 2025. The case was withdrawn in May, so it predates that by a little bit.
what was the last location as far as?
I don't know if we have exactly the last location, but what I can say is through our investigation, it was tracked all over the city, in multiple areas of the city in multiple different time periods throughout, the entire length of this investigation.
When police were at an address in Southwest Philadelphia last Thursday night, was that one of his addresses?
It was one of the addresses connected to this investigation.
Do you believe anyone else might be helping Kay or possibly be dropping them?
In terms of other people being involved, I don't have comment on that at this time. It's still very much being investigated. There have been several phone numbers involved that we've been tracking, but all roads at this point lead to him. And so that's what we're hoping leads us to her.
After she arrives at work at 10 o'clock, how big is the time that she actually remains at work?
Yeah.
She's not there long at all. She gets there maybe just before 10, and right after she's out, maybe 20 minutes. That's what I'm told.
Wow.
We believe they are, yeah. I don't know their relationship. Obviously, they had a connection. They're going back and forth, and they've known each other for a short time, but I don't know how long.
Do you know if they willingly meeting him?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
I just wanted to see if is he saying anything, is he being reviewed?
I'm not going to comment on that at this point.
Okay, that's it of that one. Okay. That's the end of that one right there. So that was the update as of this morning. I saw somebody in the comments say that they found her. I looked and it said that she has not been found yet. So I don't know what information you have unless you have like maybe direct communication with the family or something, because they have not yet released that information in the news. But y'all know social media be putting things out. So I have not seen anything that says that she has been found. Okay. As of what we know right now, she is still missing. This young lady is still missing. All right. Now, it does seem like she knew him, right? Just like the young lady in April knew him, right? Now, the charges was dropped. It was filed in April, dropped in May. So May, June, July, August, September, October, 5 months later, he does it again. And to be honest with you, that's just what we know of. We don't know if maybe it has happened and they don't know about it, right? So we don't know within those 5 months has he tried this again. Michelle said, I saw where belongings were found in abandoned school and they were still looking for her. So, I have a lot of fears. She doesn't have, her phone is totally off. She's not in contact with her family. She has not posted on social media whatsoever, nothing whatsoever. So, it's absolutely not a good look. It doesn't sound good, but we're not just going to count it out right away. All right. Because one thing that we do know is he assaulted by strangulation another young lady just this year and he let her go, right? So we don't know the purpose of him kidnapping these young ladies, assaulting them, and they said he was holding them at ransom or whatever. 21 years old. Can you even imagine? But let's go over this guy's background check, his criminal background, all right? She said, I have fear too because he's so silent. Yes, they said that he is not cooperating with the police. Now, let me just say this right quick. And, I hope this is appropriate. I don't want to get political up in here. I'm really not all for capital punishment. You know what I'm saying? However, I'm not for capital punishment, but in some instances, right? I I lean toward an eye for an eye, if you feel me on that one, right? With that being said, him not cooperating and this being a pattern of his, all I got to say is when he reached when after they book him and everything, which I'm sure they've done it so far, and he reached the county jail where he's going to be, and they find out that he likes to kidnap young women and put hands on them and possibly do other things to them, then I believe that he's going to get dealt with. And with that being said, it is what it is. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is what it is. So let's go over his charges, right? Like I said before, this is not this guy's first rodeo when it comes to kidnapping. This guy is just 21 years old by the name of Keon D. King out of Philadelphia. And his other residence is Dover, Delaware. So we may even hear of some cases down in Delaware. Sometimes it just takes one serious arrest, right? When they know he's going to be arrested, right? One serious arrest, and then other people start coming up and saying, he did that to me, he did that to me, he did that to me. So don't be alarmed if other young ladies come forward and say, I was either assaulted, held against my will, or even raped by this SOB. All right. So It looks like kidnapping for ransom. That's one of the major charges that was filed against him. And it was filed January the 12th. Well, let me take that back. Sorry. The offense was January the 12th, but charges wasn't even filed until April the 11th. So that may be a reason why they didn't take it as serious, because there was a 3-month delay. All right. 3 months delay in the offense being occurred and the charges being filed. To me, that was somebody on the fence. They were like, "Oh, I should tell on them, but I'm afraid or whatever." And it sounds like somebody may have convinced her, talked her into saying something. No, you have to say something. You need to say something because this may happen to someone else. So she waited 3 months and then went to the officers and filed a charge against him April the 11th to never appear in court. And it was dropped in May. All right. So again, the offense was January the 12th of 2025. Charges was filed April the 11th of 2025 in Philadelphia. They actually had a disposition. It proceeded to court. However, it says on June the 4th, well, that's a whole different charge. But anyway, they proceeded to court. The first time she didn't show up. The second time they were told if no one shows up, it's going to be thrown out. And no one showed up and it was thrown out. All right. That was the charge from January. Let me read exactly what it says. It says the case status was proceeded to court with no conviction or arrest in January, meaning he was likely under investigation and released pending evidence at that time. The absence of the detained or incarcerated status indicate that the authority may not have had sufficient probable cause or cooperation from the victim initially to make arrests right away. Okay, now I don't know if that's a law in Philadelphia that they have to have more cooperation from the victim in order to make it stick. That's what it sounded like to me. But it says in Philadelphia, a proceed to court disposition usually mean the defendant was charged by summons but not arrested, and they awaited arraignment. All right. This is common if the DA filed the charges after reviewing police evidence. So in plain terms, he wasn't arrested immediately because the first kidnapping case likely began as an investigative filing, not an in-custody arrest. Once additional victims or evidence emerged, the second arrest was made. All right. So let's go over in June, my anniversary, June the 4th of 2025 this year, he was charged with evading arrest or detention on foot. That is just a second-degree misdemeanor. That happened on June 4th, and the charges was filed on June the 5th, and it proceeded to court. The third charge, fleeing or attempting to elude police. Now, this was March 28th of 2025, and again, it was filed on June the 5th. So, he had an offense on March the 28th of eluding police and on June the 24th of eluding police. Second degree misdemeanor proceeded to court. The next one was simple assault. Now, this was back in 2024. He was only 20 years old at that time, December the 11th of 2024. Disposition not yet concluded, which means he is still tied up in court for that charge of simple assault. He had another charge of a DUI, first offense, December the 10th, the day prior to the simple assault arrest. That's kind of strange. But this was in Delaware County, right? And this offense was the same day he was also charged with possession of marijuana, drug paraphilia, how do you say that word? And also speeding and carelessly driving. I think it's paraphernalia, whatever it's called. Anyway, drugs, honey, baby, drugs. Strong ass drugs. That's what it is, right? So he didn't got a DUI, simple assault, fleeing or attempting to elude police, evading arrest or detention on foot, and kidnapping for ransom. And the guy was still free until yesterday, until he turned himself in last night. Why he wasn't arrested after the first kidnapping, we went over that because the DA felt like they did not have enough evidence or the cooperation of the victim. All right. Now, in Philadelphia, kidnapping law, a person commits kidnapping if they unlawfully remove another person, a substantial distance, or confine them for a substantial period with the intent to hold them for ransom or reward, facilitate the commission of a felony, inflict injury or terrorize them, or interfere with a public official's performance of duty. Classification: kidnapping is a first-degree felony in Pennsylvania. The charges, penalties could be up to 20 years in state prison. The fines up to $25,000. If the kidnapping involves a child, which this one does not because she is 23, or a ransom demand, which the first one in January was a ransom demand, the sentence can increase to life in prison, all right, depending on the severity or if bodily harm had occurred. The judges can also add aggravating factors like the use of a weapon, multiple victims, or repeated offense, all right, which means he has repeated offense now, so 20 years is out the door. He may be facing life in prison. We'll have to find out, all right? Now, he has a pattern. We already discussed that. He's violent. He has reckless behavior. He started with assault and DUI, and it led up to evading the police and now kidnapping, all right? Kidnapping starting in 2025, the kidnapping. This is his second charge. And like I said, it may be more, but all we know of right now is this guy has kidnapped 2 brown girls and held them. One he released, and the other one, well, he's just not talking right now, all right? So let's talk about this. Let's talk about it. Again, oh, somebody just sent me a message. I'll read that later. Again, I feel like, oh my God, I feel like if the first young lady, which we don't even know who she is right now, if that was taken a little bit more serious, then they wouldn't have a missing Kada Scott right now. It does sound like from the detective briefing that they knew each other. So I don't know if he's trying to date these young ladies and then say, oh, you know what? I'm going to hold them. Especially, it does sound like her family just going through the Facebook posts of her father, and it looks like her uncle. I'm assuming that's the uncle because he did use the term niece. So I'm assuming his uncle. They do seem like they are family oriented and good family. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they come from a good family, and you know, some people take that as, okay, if you come from a good family, that means they'll do whatever it takes to get you back. Okay. So it sounds like he may be knowing these people, dating them, gaslighting them, or whatever the case may be, because they said she was only at work for 20 minutes and she left with this guy. She left with this guy. Now, let me just say this. Prior to her kidnapping, she told her family that she was receiving harassment text messages, but she didn't know who they were from. Okay. Now, I don't know if it was him, but one can really assume that it was. He probably was harassing her. So we don't know if um they were dating, or was he just harassing her and saying, hey, if you don't come with me. We don't know at this point, and I don't want to speculate because we can go off on a tangent and say, oh well, he lured her and told her that if she don't come, he's going to do this to her family, this, that, and the other. But we just don't know that to say. We don't know if they were dating. However, the detective did say that they had been in communication with each other, which means that she responded to him. She has been responding to him. All right. This is sad, you guys. This is absolutely sad. We don't know where she is. The fact that he turned himself in and not talking is unsettling, very unsettling. Now, and here's the thing. Do you know they went to his house last week? They went to one of the locations that he has given them last week, but no arrest was made at that time. So he knew they were looking for him. He knew this. And so I guess he said, you know what? I don't know if it's his conscience or him thinking, oh, well, if I just turn myself in, since I know they're looking for me, I may look, non-threatening or innocent at this point, right? So he did turn himself in. And I'm sure once they ran his background, they probably was like, oh no, he's done this before. So we need to look at him a lot more, right? But they did say, if you heard the young lady say, they have evidence that she was in this vehicle. She has been in his vehicle, but now she's nowhere to be found. She is nowhere to be found. She said he's not the cutest little thing either. Well, these days, baby, the girls be all pretty and yeah, you know how that is. And sometimes well, I ain't even gonna get into that, but you know how a lot of pretty girls date some very unattractive young men because they play on them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they may be the nicest person when you first meet them, and then they turn out to be, your biggest nightmare. All right. So, oh my God, my heart is heavy with this situation because, after, okay, so October the 4th into now, 11 days of not even having your phone, not even reaching out to your family members, not even being able to post on social media. That's just not a good look. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit here and, I mean, she could be somewhere, maybe just don't have her phone and don't know where she is. She could literally just be like a lot of other kidnapping cases that we've heard about, and then the victims show up like the Amanda Berry, right? However, I just have a bad feeling. I really, really do, but I'm still prayerful that she will be found. Okay. We're just going to continue to pray and hope that she is found. But you would think if he did not have bad intentions for her, that he would really cooperate with the officers and say, hey, I got her. She's not deceased. Because, baby, let me tell you, kidnapping and MURDER is something different. Okay. Because I guarantee you, if this man is found to have MURDER her, that's it for him. Capital punishment will be included. I'm just sure of it. So I would think if she was still with us, y'all know I like to use logic when I'm thinking about things, no matter how cruel and how sad it could be. But the fact that he is not saying where she is not a good look, right? Because kidnapping, like I say, and unaliving someone holds different penalties. If this young lady is found unalived, this changes a lot for him. He will never see another day outside of prison, or even possibly he will be on death row. Okay, 2 kidnapping charges and a first degree, because they will get him on a first degree. Okay, she said he probably want a deal. I don't think that they will give him a deal. This is not his first rodeo. This is his second kidnapping charge. Deal my ass. He's not getting a deal, right? But he's not talking, which is just it's not a good look. It's just not all around, Oh, my heart is so heavy, y'all. My heart is so heavy. But I like to end things in a educational manner. We have to, because y'all know I have a 23-year-old, so this touched homes, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have 20-something-year-olds. If it's not your kids, it's your grandkids. You understand what I'm saying? She said, Amoira, I just want to tell you how proud I am. I see you moving forward with new stories. Keep going, my girl. Thank you so much, Lampo. I appreciate you, honey. Thank you so much. What is her family saying? Her family is still speaking out. Of course, I'm sure they want to remain hopeful. It's always like that. You want to remain hopeful, but I'm sure they're not oblivious as to what could be happening, but no one is prepared for that right now. You know what I'm saying? The father has been posting every day. The uncle has also been posting every day. It looks like the father name is Kevin or Kelvin, excuse me, Kelvin. He just posted 19 minutes ago. Hold on. Oh, 16 minutes ago. Oh no, that's not him. Hold on. That's not him. I'm sorry. I got the wrong one. The father name is hold on, let me tell you what the father name is. The father name is actually is Scott, but hold on. Well, I had it earlier, but I don't see it right now. But they do have a GoFundMe out there. Let me just pull up the GoFundMe right quick. I had it up earlier. Let me see what I did with it. And I'll read to you what it says. I think I took a picture of the GoFundMe. Here, let me just pull up the GoFundMe and I'll tell you what he says. They seem like a very family-oriented family, you know? They're like, no, we just want her to come home. Let me pull up the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe information is that's not the GoFundMe information. Where is the GoFundMe information? I know I took a picture of it, didn't I? No, that's not it. Hold on, y'all. I know I took a picture of the oh, here it goes right here. And they're not even asking for a lot. Kada Scott. Let's pull up the GoFundMe. All right, this is what it says. And if you guys want to help out, you can. Let me just pull it up on the screen for you. Very pretty girl. It says, time is critical. Kev Scott, that's his name, Kev Scott. Our daughter, Kada Scott, was last seen on Saturday night, October the 4th, 2025, between 10 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. at the Terrace at Chestnut Hill, her place of work, located at 495 East Alberton Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We've established a verified reward fund for credible information that leads directly to Kada's safe recovery. Every dollar raises strengthens our ability to bring her home and encourage anyone with information to come forward. This page is dedicated to raising awareness, supporting search efforts, and ensuring that no leads go unturned. About this fund, I am Kevin Scott, the father of Kada Scott, and I created this GoFundMe campaign on behalf of our family. All funds raised through this campaign will be used exclusively to support a verified reward for credible information that leads directly to Kada's safe recovery in coordination with law enforcement and trusted community advocates. If Kada is found before the funds are distributed, or if law enforcement determines the reward is no longer necessary, any remaining balance will be donated to a verified missing person organization or used to assist other families or missing person. Updates will be shared publicly for full transparency. Please post, share, and spread the message immediately. Time is of the essence. Your support, shares, and donations could be the key of finding Kada. All right. We just want her home safe, the Scott family. So they're not looking for no money grab or anything like that. They just said they just want their family home. All right. They just want their loved one, Kada. They just want her home, right? Missing person, please share Kada. If you've seen her or know anything about her whereabouts, please contact. All right. This was ever since October the 4th. Okay, so right now the goal is 7.5 and they have raised 5605 so far. So if you want to contribute to this GoFundMe, it is Kada Scott. All right, time is critical. Kada Scott is still missing. All right. Oh my God, my heart, my heart, my heart, my heart, my heart, my heart. All right, my heart. So again, this young lady's father, his name is Kelvin, and him and other family members are actively looking and cooperating with authorities in trying to find their daughter. All right. They're definitely trying to find their daughter. Now, they have said this is not like her, totally out of her character. She stays in contact with her family. She's not one to just go off the grid. You don't hear from them for a week or two or anything like that. No, she regularly contact her mom. She contacts her father. She is in contact with her family, and she's a social media influencer who has just disappeared off the grid. All right. She said, yes, I saw the mother, aunt, and cousin speak out also. Yes, they are worried. And the community of Philadelphia is also worried about this young lady, her whereabouts, and her safe return. So let's talk on an educational point right quick. All right. Now, recognizing the early signs of basically a monster, someone who can woo you, gaslight you, manipulate you, whatever the case may be, and then turn around and try to harm you for their own gain. What are some of the red flags to look out for, or to tell your daughter or your granddaughter or your niece? You know what I'm saying? To look out for, all right? There are signs that someone could become potentially dangerous or controlling long before it escalates into violence or kidnapping. What are those signs? Let's go over them right quick. Number one, isolation. What they try to do is cut you off from your friends and your family. How do they do that? They say subtle things like, oh, no one cares about you. Your family don't really love you. You're not their favorite. That's not really your friend. They try to come up with things to try to distance you mentally first, right? They try to mentally distance you from your family and your friends, try to isolate you, right? They do it mentally first and then physically. They try to tell you things like, I'm the only one that care about you, right? I'm the only one. I'm there for you. I care about you all the way around, not just because of this or not just because of that, but I have your best interest, all right? No one else does. Number two, they become very possessive. Constantly needing to know where you are, who you're with, or monitoring your phone or social media account, right? Who is this? Who you talking to? Who you been talking to? Who in your inbox? Who's DMing you? You know what I'm saying? Who you texting? Who liked your post, right? They become very possessive, very possessive. They literally watch the comments and say, why this guy liking your post? Oh, he left googly eyes. What does this mean? You understand what I'm saying? Weird, right? But when you're young, like she is, 23 years old, you can easily mistake this as, oh, he just loved me so much. He care about me. Oh, he is a little jealous. Oh, that's cute. Because young folks do take jealousy as cute. Ain't nothing cute about a possessive or overly possessive, jealous ass, loser, weak ass man. All right. Nothing cute about it. Nothing. Number three of the red flags, suddenly very angry or temper changes. All right. They explode over small things. They get angry, they walk off, they throw shit, they break shit. They literally just lose control over the smallest things. They literally take the smallest things and make them very, very big. You know how they say go from 0 to 100 real quick? Something so small, they blow out of control, blow out of proportion. Literally, it's like somebody could literally have the wrong number and call you on the phone, and they could be asking for April, and your name is Michelle, and they'd be like, may I speak to April? And you'll be like, oh no, you got the wrong number. But because it's a guy, right? And they hear the voice, they like, no, they just try to play that shit off. That was somebody really trying to talk to you. Like literally explode over the smallest things instead of it just being, look, it was just the wrong number. Why are you tripping? I don't even know who this person is. Calm the fuck down. What is wrong with you, right? Another one could be love bombing. They move extremely too damn fast, right? And that's emotionally. They move too fast emotionally, talking about marriage, living together, or forever love within just a matter of weeks, right? Or let's start a business together. Let's start this together. We should do this, right? Talking future in just a matter of weeks. You're like, hold on, Joker. I just met your ass. I don't really know you like that, right? That's what you call love bombing. The next one is threats or intimidation, even if they're joking, because a lot of people start off with their threats of just joking, right? They'll say things like, I'll never let you leave me. Okay. You're mine forever. And I wish you might try to leave me and stuff like that, right? They say it jokingly, and sometimes they can say it even when having sex, like, you're mine. You ain't giving nobody else this right here. This belong to me. And if you ever give mine away, I'm going to do this to you or I'm going to do that to you. Yeah, young folk thinks that shit is cute, right? They act real possessive. Whose is this? Whose is it? Say my name. Say my name. You know, not say my name because you know I be, hey. But anyway, but you better not ever leave me. And if you leave me, I'm gonna do this to you. Or if you ever give my cooch away, I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna K that ninja or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Y'all get it, right? Threats or intimidation, do not take them as jokes. If somebody becomes so possessive with you and starts saying things like, I'll never let you leave me and you're mine forever and this coochie is mine. If you ever give it to somebody else, I'm going to do this to them or do this to you. Yeah, no, that ain't cute. It ain't cute and it ain't funny, all right? You got to take it as serious, right? Threats of intimidation, right? And last but not least, past violence or criminal behavior. Just a simple search before going out with somebody, right? She would have already known. Now, the detective said that she's only been knowing him for a short time. Oh my God, Jesus. If Kada would have just did a background check on this Joker, she would have found out his prior arrests. She would have found out that he's already been charged with simple assault, DUI, evading the police, and the biggest one, kidnapping. Kidnapping for ransom. She would have found this out. People don't know how important it is to just spend $29 or $39 and pull a report if you in the dating world. If you are in the dating world, pull a report. And guess what? You don't even have to keep it forever. When you first meet a Joker, right? You can literally just pay that $39 for 1 month and cancel. But that $39 a month or that one time can tell you so much before you ever accept a date with a Joker. $39 could have told her so much. She would have saw it, just like I see it. Just like when his record was pulled today and we looked at it, boom, 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 boom. It was right there. January 2025, it was right there. This could have saved her, right? From being kidnapped or taken away from her family. Because we don't know right now if she's dead or alive. We're going to assume that she's still alive until we find differently. But this could have saved her 11 days of not knowing where their loved one is at. All right. She said only if they give you the real name. At this point, Dr. Betts, you need to be asking for IDs from these jokers. We need to teach our youth, our daughters, our granddaughters, right? We need to be asking, hey, before you go out with me, I need to screenshot your driver's license to my family members, right? I need to screenshot your license plate to my family member. That needs to become a part of dating. You understand what I'm saying? No, before I can go out with you, before I can get in your car, no, seriously, I need to screenshot this to my family. Because if I can't screenshot this to my family, then I can't go out with you. I can't go to dinner with you. I can't go to the movies with you. No, I can't go to your house. No, you can't come pick me up, and you damn sure can't come to my apartment. No, no, no. I need your digits. I need your information. Okay. Now, I don't know what name he gave her, but the name on his records, police report and all, is Keon King. Keon King. Keon D. King. All right. Another thing, let's go over what kidnappers do to groom the grooming process, right? What do? They start with verbal control. Then they move to physical control. They often use fear, guilt, or even manipulation in order to get compliance over you. The victim may not even realize that they're being targeted until the control becomes physical, right? But before it gets physical, it's emotional and mental first. That's what it is. And that's how they break you down. They get in your head. They literally get in your head, right? She says, I don't know how true it is, but there's a live video on TikTok saying that they found her body. Well, they have not put it on the news yet. And I really don't chase things like that on TikTok, Lisa, because sometimes them people will send you on a rabbit chase, baby. You hear me? So as of right now, and I literally just refreshed it to see what she found, and I have not seen that yet. But let me just do it again because I did it 5 minutes ago. But let me do it again just because give me a second. You would think that if they did it, it would be all over the news. So let's just see. Because why would a TikToker have it and nobody else? No, they have not found her. Now, what they're probably referencing is the car. They're probably thinking because they found the car that they have found her, but as of right now, she has not been found. Okay, that is what I mean, unless, the news is saying that she has not yet been found. Okay, so unless that's leaked details, right? The news has not put that out yet, so I cannot really say that until it's verified, all right? Now, they did find the car. They were looking for the car earlier, and they did not find the car. They didn't know where it was, and they have found the car. But as far as her body, they have not came out and said that yet, all right? So, ooh, I don't know. My heart, I got like this big knot in my chest area. Like it's just, and I guess it's because my daughter is 23 years old, and this is just weighing heavy, like right in my chest area. I just absolutely just have this really bad feeling. But anyway, let's continue. So again, the grooming, it starts mentally, right, before it becomes physically. Another safety strategies for women. Let's go over that, especially for young women like Kada, right? You always share your location, just like I said, always share your locations, right? There's an app out there. It's called 360. Now, most families already know about this and they share it with their family members. If you're not on that app, please get on that app with your loved one. Just get on that app, and as soon as you notice that they are nowhere around, you call them, they're not answering the phone or whatever the case may be. Even if they don't answer the phone the first go around, just check their location. Check their location, but make sure that your child is always sharing their location. All right. Another one is keep your well, that's for kidnapping, okay? This is for strategies for women. Keep your car doors locked, even if you're sitting in the parking lot. Avoid isolated meetups. Meet up in a public place, right? Only one that you fully trust. If someone make you feel uneasy, listen to your gut feeling. Like my gut is just going off right now because it is a warning. Carry self-defense tools like pepper spray or personal alarms and know how to use them properly. And make sure your emergency contacts are update and set up features of your phone, like Apples or Androids, that have built-in emergency features. All right. Now, about community awareness and accountability, it says many offenders have prior charges that go nowhere, right? So, because of whether it was delayed investigation, lack of victim cooperation, or system overload, right? So, what do? You can, like I said, have these background check apps. What are the one of the ones we use? I can't even think of it right. Intella, or there's several of them, right? I think we use Intella. You can literally pay $29 or $39 a month and definitely invest in that. All right. But early intervention matters. So filing police reports, which this family did. She was missing on October the 4th. They filed a report on October the 5th. Put in restraining orders if need be and get the community involved. And that's exactly what this family did. This family got the community involved. They put out a GoFundMe and even offer a reward to help give it to someone that, brings her home safely. All right. They did everything they were supposed to do. The parents did everything that they were supposed to do. Right. And you can definitely tell that they were definitely involved in getting this information out, because there's so many times these cases go unheard of. No one knows about a Kada. No one knows about these young ladies that come up missing. But this family was not sleeping. Every day on social media, they was posting about it, and posting about it. Now, it didn't come down my timeline actually until yesterday. Another blogger was speaking on it yesterday, right? And I looked at it and I didn't do anything with it. And then I got up this morning with breaking news: we have arrested her kidnapper. And I'm like, wait a minute, I literally just looked at this case yesterday and they arrested the kidnapper today. So, but then I started thinking like, oh my God, they arrested the kidnapper, but where is she? Where is she? Where is she? And I've just been messed up ever since. Mm-mm-mm. So we're definitely going to pray for this young lady. We're going to pray for this family. If you want to help this family, they do have a GoFundMe out there, but get the word out and hopefully this young lady is found. I hate the fact that her phone is off, that they can't even ping her location whatsoever. I hate this, you know? And another thing, leaving work to meet up with somebody, like, what was baby girl thinking? We don't know. We don't know. And hopefully we will find out. They have questioned the people at her facility, but they said no one knows what was going through her mind that night. It was nothing abnormal about it. She showed up and 20 to 30 minutes later, she left. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what he said to her. And we don't even know if this joker will ever speak, you know? She said, my 17-year-old son drives and he knows if I'm unable to see his location, his driving privileges will be taken away. I don't care if his phone dies, no excuses. I feel you on that one. I feel you on that one. I believe that, I don't know if they were dating or not, so I don't want to speculate on that. But if she got in his car willingly, it was probably on some, oh, I just want to talk to you. Let's just take a ride for a moment. Let's just talk. And after that, I'll drop you back off. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I said I don't want to speculate. Now I'm speculating, right? But I'm assuming it probably went down like that. She probably only thought that she was going to be gone away for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And but we'll find out. This man, this is not new to him. Now let's get back to the Philadelphia Police Department dropping the ball with the first case. What could be done about that? What could possibly be done about the fact that they dropped the ball? And will they need the young lady to come in now that was kidnapped, that was strangled, and then was released in front of her own home? Will she come in? And will we even ever know what made him release her? Did she say something? Did she tell him there's cameras around? Because there's camera footage, they said, video footage of this kidnapping. Video footage, you know? But they said they deemed it domestic in nature. When you deem something domestic, it's like, oh, okay, they were dating each other, they got into it, and he threw her in his vehicle. You know what I mean? So, but that young lady could possibly tell us a little bit more about his behavior, right? So at this point, we don't know much, but we do know that they are still looking for this young lady, this 23-year-old young lady. So they do have a group, and I already joined that group. It's called, let me tell you what the group is called if you want to join it. If not, I'll try to give you as much. It's up to 580 people right now. I'm going to drop the link if you want to join it. It's open to it's not open to, it's a group, but you still have to hit join. It's called Missing Kada Scott Discussions and Updates. They literally just dropped 7 minutes ago. Hold on, let me see what they dropped. 7 minutes ago, they pulled, looks like they pulled his criminal record. Yep. Is this, hold on. Let me see if this is the same one. It looks different than the one I have. No, damn. It looks like the same one, but because I do see DUI, I see the drug paraphernalia, I see the speeding. Yeah, it's the same one, but you know what? This is crazy to me. As I look at this, the one that they have, they got one different than I have. It looked like they may have gotten theirs from a different portal. And okay, they got theirs from the Philadelphia Municipal Court, right? Where we got ours from Intellis. So what I see on here, which is very disturbing, on this one, I see a bunch of, on his cases, withdrawn, 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 waived for court. Like how many withdrawn or dismissals, right, can you get for acting up? Withdrawn, withdrawn, like what? At what point do they say, you know what, you've been a bad person? You've been getting in a lot of problems. This is why things, in my opinion, escalate. Because they allow these criminals to get away with shit so many times. Withdrawn, 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 withdrawn. How many chances do you give someone after they get arrested? People start feeling like, oh man, please, I ain't gonna get in trouble. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. After they packed on all these different charges. Dang. It's nothing sticks. Withdrawn, 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 withdrawn. I actually believe that that does something to people. You know? Now, I do see some guilty plea for the failure to stop and give rendered aid. I see guilty plea for careless driving. Okay. But then I also see a lot of withdrawn, marijuana, withdrawn, use of possession of drug paraphernalia, withdrawn, following too closely, withdrawn, turning movement and requiring a signal, withdrawn, excessive speeding past 20 miles an hour, god dang, withdrawn, careless driving, withdrawn, DUI waived for court because of the first offense, waived for court. Okay, waived for court. Okay, I'm assuming that means waive for court, meaning that he would still have to go to court for that one. Okay, so I'm assuming that's what that means, that he still has to face those charges when it says waive for court. So anyway, it looks like they literally just dropped his his background in the group. Okay. Oh my God. All right, hold on. Let me see what this young lady said. So her aunt is speaking. Hold on a second. So the dude literally was trying to sell the vehicle for $1,500. It looks like he was trying to sell that Toyota for $1,500. But anyway, how long ago was that? I am the person who submitted the tip to the police about the car, and they got it in contact with the guy who was selling the vehicle, and that's how they got a hold of it. The guy who was selling it sell cars and other things too on a daily. So my guess, hold on, had nothing to do with the case. So the guy looked like he was trying to sell the car for $1,500. Somebody asked, if the police had taken the first victim case seriously, then Kada wouldn't be missing. This is unsettling. Why did they dismiss her charges? And then they just answered it, which I just answered it. They called themselves dismissing it because she didn't show up, but now they're taking on the case by themselves, which I call bullshit on. You know what I mean? If they can file charges now, they could have filed charges back then. Strangulation and kidnapping is not a slap on the wrist type thing, right? It was not a slap on the wrist type of thing. Let me see, do I have anything else to share with you guys before I let you go? Okay, let's listen to this one and then we're gonna end.
The urgent search on full.
So this is just them saying that they found the vehicle. Give me a second.
At this hour for
Hold on 1 second. They have found the vehicle, but I want to let you hear how they found it. All right, here it goes.
missing Philadelphia woman moments ago. Chopper 6 was over an abandoned middle school in the eastbound area where dozens of police officers have been searching all afternoon, scouring that area.
Yeah, we have just learned that police officers found Kada Scott's EBT card and a phone case there. Scott, as you know, was last seen October 4th, leaving a shift at her job in Chestnut Hill. Today, detectives arrested a suspect in that case and charged him with abduction. Now, Chopper 6 now live over the scene. They have just pulled up to the scene where you can see an officer, a police car, has backed into a car that was also the subject of a search today. This unfolding in East Falls as we speak. Forget what you saw on the screen.
Yeah.
It's East Falls. This is the car that police put out an APB for earlier today, basically asking all officers and the public to keep an eye on this car, thinking that it was in some way connected to this case, that perhaps Kada Scott had at some point been in this car. Throughout the day, numerous reports of sightings for this vehicle. And now it appears they have found it, or at least a car that resembles it right now. And investigators have begun the process of combing through the inside of that vehicle.
Yeah, we believe this is an apartment complex here. Chopper, if you can widen out a little bit, this would be near Gypsy Lane, Schoolhouse Lane, not too far from Lincoln Drive, where they have found what they believe to be the car that was used potentially by the suspect in the disappearance of 23.
You know what? No, I didn't. I did not, Jazzy. But if you can, that would be greatly appreciated. But I did not. I didn't even think of it. But thank you so much, Jazz. If you could do that, it would be greatly appreciated. If you could share my link in that group, I don't think they will mind.
Kada Scott. They have been looking for this car. They had been tracking it for days. They knew that it had traveled all throughout the city, Northeast Philadelphia, Southwest, even all across the city. So here they are now putting up crime scene tape. More officers arriving on the scene. They believe they have found the car used in the disappearance of Kada Scott here in East Falls.
Delicate process, of course, is they don't yet know what's inside that car, and we'll have to begin the process of combing through, searching for any physical evidence that may be inside. We're going to keep a close eye on the situation, bring you any news as it develops, and of course in live reports tonight at 5 and 6.
The urgent search unfolding at this hour for a missing.
So they found her EBT card and her phone case. Her EBT card. So apparently this guy probably was using her card to eat or, get groceries or whatever. And her phone case without the phone, that's not good. That's not good, which means that, he could have tried to toss the phone or break the phone, but they found the phone case and her EBT card. Jesus, mercy. So, well, anyway, I will keep you guys up to date for this. All right. To let you know if anything has changed. It says police find evidence at the abandoned Philadelphia school during the search. Let's listen to what the police say about what they found. I guess they're going to say the same thing, but let's listen.
This morning, we received information that there might be some evidence at this school, which is not far from the Arboretum that we were at this past Friday. Shortly after arriving out here, we were able to locate some physical evidence, which...
So they received a tip of someone telling them to go to that school. They received a tip. Somebody said, hey, there may be some evidence out here at this particular school. So they literally received a tip. So I'm wondering who called in that tip if he was arrested. Is somebody else possibly involved?
Ties Ms. Scott to this scene. And obviously this is very substantial. And this is again why we value our relationships with the media and with the public. Because as you know, we were out here on Friday, and while we were in the general area, our search did not take us over here. So we're going to continue to search these grounds. See, it's a very large area. The school looks like it has been closed for some time. The school itself was sealed. We were able to make entry. We're going to check the entirety of the school facility, as well as all the grounds around it. And right now we have our crime scene unit out here, as well as canine, and we have drone operators.
So the school is like an abandoned school. It's not even a school that's open, right? It's sealed and everything. So who knows? He could have, you know what I'm saying, was holding her over there. We don't know, but they did say that they do believe that she was in that car at some point.
Again, for anybody in the public, if they have any information whatsoever that can help us locate Ms. Scott, it would be greatly appreciated.
Was the evidence found inside or outside of the school?
The evidence was found outside of the school. I don't want to get into...
Oh, my God. So the evidence wasn't even found in the car. The evidence was found outside of the school. Oh, my God. So it wasn't even found in the car. Her EBT card and her phone case was found outside the school.
The particulars of it, but it's physical evidence that ties Ms. Scott to this area, which is significant. Shortly after we had our press conference.
Oh, my God. Yeah. All right, you guys. I am going to keep you guys updated as to any new evidence that they come up with. I'm sure we'll probably hear something in the morning. I mean, at this point, they need to take the Joker in the bathroom and do what they used to do. You understand what I'm saying? Waterboard that Joker. Put his head up under the damn water and just waterboard that Joker until he starts talking. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm sure they have their remedies, but I do believe that they will get him to talk. They will get him to talk. He's going to have a rough night, a long, rough night if he's not already having one. It's 9:08 in Texas here. So it's probably 9:09 now. So it's probably 10:09 in Philadelphia. And they probably dog walking him right about now. They need to do whatever they got to do to get him to talk. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Jazzy Jazz. I appreciate that. But at this point, to get him to talk, they need to do what they have to do. They literally need to do what they have to do. And I do know that they have remedies to get a person in an interrogation room to talk. Sometimes they don't even let you go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they make, just do different things. Y'all know. You know what I'm saying? It's just different things, but they need to do whatever they can to get this Joker to tell where she's at, whether she is, still alive and could possibly be saved, or if he has done something to her, because at this point, not knowing where she is just straight torture. Okay? Straight torture. All right. So I do believe that they need to do something to get him to talk. Literally get him to talk, you know? So we'll just have to wait and see and just stay tuned in to find out what is going on, you know? Um Now, okay, right here it says the job has come out and they're backtracking. It says, so the job told her mom that she worked her full shift from 10 a.m. to 6. Now they're saying that she didn't. So wait a minute. They told the mother that she worked her full shift. Now they're saying that she didn't. This job seems like wouldn't they know if she worked her full shift or not? I don't know about that, y'all. But they came out and saying that she did not work a full shift. But at first they said she did. Anyway, but again, we will keep with the updates on this story as we continue doing content on other things. But as if new development comes out, I will come here and deliver it to you guys. All right. So she said I shared it. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. So any questions on this story? She said they can always pick up on domestic. Oh, okay. She said, Amor, they're always gonna prove they are not always, wait a minute. They are not always able to prove the cause without the cooperation of the victim, and the vast majority of AA don't want to see another black man in jail, is what they say. Or AA, meaning African American? Yeah, I don't know about it. Somebody strangle me and kidnap me and put me in a car. Oh, I'm telling. He probably started talking if they dropped the capital charge. Nah, it's other ways to get them to talk. They've been doing it for a long time. It's other ways to get them to talk. I'm sure they have tactics to do to get this joker to talk. And, I just hope that because, the family right now is definitely just suffering. You know what I'm saying? The not knowing where your child is absolutely worse than the ultimate outcome, which is I'll never be able to talk to her again, right? But to not know where she is, whether she's eating, whether she's breathing, whether she's suffering, you understand what I'm saying? Whether she's literally being tortured, that's worse, in my opinion, of not knowing. Not knowing is worse than knowing and being able to lay your loved one to rest. Okay. So at this point, we don't know. Hopefully they'll find her real soon, right? Because time is ticking. All right. So anyway, thank y'all so much. If y'all don't have any questions, we're going to close out this live stream, you guys. Now, I do want to come back live, and I may just do a members only. Nothing to do with this case whatsoever. Nothing to do with any serious case. Just something funny that came across my timeline. Well, actually, not my timeline. Somebody dropped it in my inbox, and y'all know we've been following it for so long, and I just want to come out and say something about it because it's just funny at this point. Okay, so if you want to tune back in, you can. I know it might be distasteful after this serious case right here, but y'all know my loud talkers, I gotta keep y'all up to par with what's going on with this. All right. So let me give y'all a big shout out for blessing this live stream with some love. Thank you, Fishy Fish Tank. Oh, wait a minute, Fishy Fish Tank. Thank you so much. She said, love you and more. I'm proud of you. Keep it being great. Thank you so very much. Sonia C. Thank you. Thank you. Vanessa, my girl, loving the content. Let's support with $5 super chats. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Candy. Don't just sit there watching for free. Support the host. Drop a till, super chat, Coca-Cola, or a cash app. Thank you so much, Candy Girl. Y'all know that's my mod right there. Thank you, Dr. Shanita Betts. Appreciate you so very much. Thank you. And Barbara, thank you so very much. Let's support our girl. Bree, thank you. Angela, thank you. Carmelita, thank you. Carmelita, thank you again. She says, Carmelita said, loving the different content, Amora. Thank you so very much. And Vanita, Thank you so much for that super sticker. So again, wait a minute. She says, we need the laugh. So you already know what I'm about to talk about. Yes, that's it. She said, Amoira, I have a friend here. Her boyfriend unalived her, and we still haven't found her body. He's still not talking 4 years later and got life in prison. Oh my word. Oh my goodness, Sonia. See, girl, you know I got this knot in my throat. Sorry to hear that though. Sorry to hear that about your friend. Hopefully this is not the outcome. Hopefully this is not, because this is just straight torture. Literally straight torture. So I hope that we find something. I hope it is a good outcome. You know, prayers goes out to her family, goes out for her safety, and anybody that's involved that's, you know, not trying to bring harm to her or her family. All right. Thank you, Gloria, so very much. She said, I'm ready for a good laugh. So if you're ready for a good laugh, come back in about 15 minutes. So 9:30, I'm going to start another live. And this is just for basically shits and giggles, has nothing to do with this case, has nothing to do with nothing serious, but just a good laugh before you go to bed, okay? So if you want to come back, you can. If not, you could just catch it on your ride to work tomorrow, all right? I love y'all so very much. Gloria, I don't know if I said thank you or not, but thank you. She said, keep going, Amoira, great live. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate all you guys' support. And somebody sent me a Coca-Cola earlier. Let me just see what that is right quick so I can give proper acknowledgement. Oh, Rachel. Thank you so very much, Rachel. Appreciate you. She says, the best voice on YouTube. Thank you for the 3 Coca-Colas. I appreciate you, hon. All right, we're ending this one, and we will be back at 9:30. And again, this is just for laughs, okay? Especially after something like this. We need to, so we can be positive and wake up tomorrow morning, hopefully, and praying that Kada Scott is found safely, all right? She said, hey, Amoira, we love you, sis. Love you back, Callie and Sean. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. All right, 9:30, we'll be back for a laugh. Love y'all. Good night.
Because they can't make $1 without mentioning down one of our names.
Jay! She kept talking about that family.
Hoes over there.
She kept talking about that family. 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 That family. She kept talking about that family. Talking about that family.
These motherfuckers got me want to listen about. Because they can't make $1 without mentioning down one of our names. Talking about it. That family. That family. That family. Jay! That family. That family. Talking about it. Talking about it. Dollar. Talking about it. Child, we finna talk about this with Amoira.